thank Rabbanit Dalia Davis, our Director of Pastoral Education, who texted 5 words to me on Sunday morning. We need to be together. Thank you, Dalia, for knowing our hearts so, so well, and for carefully and gently bringing tonight together to hold our fragile and broken hearts. We have gathered too many times like this in the last 11 months. And it's awful. But in one of our gatherings back in November, the very wise Rabbi Sarah Mulhern shared some wisdom that has stuck with me. Tehillim, Psalms, is the language of Jews when we don't have our own words. When the feelings are too big for our own language, we turn to the poetry of Psalms. So I do not have words tonight. I do have enormous feelings, but no words. So I offer you some instead from Tehillim. Psalm 34, verse 19. Karov Hashem lemishberei lev ve'et dakei ruach yoshia. God is close to the brokenhearted, and those crushed in spirit, God delivers. I think that in times when it might be hard to feel God's presence, okay to cry. Thank you. When it might be hard to feel God's presence, God sends us each other and shows up through the people around us. So thank you for being divine company tonight. And thank you, Rabbanit Dalia, for bringing us closer to each other tonight and teaching us and reminding us how we should be closer to each other. I want to first, before handing it over to Rabbanit Dalia, introduce a very dear friend and a remarkable human, Dr. Ravital Korn. She will definitely be mad at me if I sing her praises. So instead, I will just tell her how grateful I am to her that she agreed to come and sing with us. Ravital, thank you for helping our hearts find the words that we are struggling to say. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much for having me here and for creating this space to share and to connect with each other. We're gonna sing Shir Lamalot Esainai El Harim. It's a psalm that is about lifting our eyes up and looking for help and support. And in Tehillim, we look to Hashem and we ask for support. And here we're also looking to each other and we're giving each other strength during this impossible time. And I don't know how many of you listened to Rachel Goldberg-Pullen eulogize her son, but one of the things that she said that I thought was so powerful was when she asked for people's continued support and thanked everyone for being there for her and her family over these unbearable months. And she apologized for asking for that continued support. And first of all, I can speak for myself, but feel like I gained so much from watching her and her strength, her love for her son, her courage, and her faith. And it takes a lot of bravery to get support when we need it most. So I bless us all to get strength from each other tonight and to sing together. Shir Lama'alot Esainai El Harim מאין יבוא עזרי, עזרי מעם השם, עושה שמיים וארץ, אל ייתן למות רגליך, וינום שומרך, הנה לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל. השם שומרך, השם צלך, היד ימינך, יומם השמש לא יככה, ירח בלילה. השם ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך, השם ישמור צאתך ובואך, מעתה ועד עולם. שיר למעלות, אשא עיני אל ההרים, מאין יבוא עזרי, עזרי מעם השם, עושה שמיים וארץ, אל ייתן למות רגליך, וינום שומרך, הנה לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל. השם שומרך, השם צלך, היד ימינך, יומם השמש לא יככה, וירח בלילה. השם ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך, השם ישמור צאתך ובואך, מעתה ועד עולם. הנה לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל. השם שומרך, השם צלך, על יד ימינך, יומם השמש לא יככה, וירח בלילה. השם ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך, השם ישמור צאתך ובואך, מעתה ועד עולם.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ravital. That was really beautiful way to start us off. Since discovering the heartbreaking news on Saturday night, 2 verses have been running through my mind. They are from Psalms 27, the David Hashem Ori, a psalm that is recited from Rosh Chodesh Elul through Simchat Torah. Al titneni b'nefesh harai, ki kamu b'yedei shaker v'yifeach chamas. Do not subject me to the will of my foes, for false witnesses and unjust accusers have appeared against me. Lulei ha'emanti l'rot b'tuv Adonai be'eretz chaim. Had I not the assurance that I would enjoy the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. This is not how their story was supposed to end. Carmel Gat, Eden Yerushalmi, Alex Lebanov, Almog Sarusi, Ori Danito, and Hirsch Goldberg Poland were supposed to enjoy the goodness of God and of their families and friends in the land of Israel, in the land of the living. So were Abraham Munder, Alex Danzig, Yagev Buchtav, Chaim Perry, Yoram Metzger, and Nadav Popplewell, whose bodies were found just a couple of weeks prior. We have been thinking about them, praying for them, and carrying them and their precious families in our hearts for almost a year now. And the devastation of losing them feels unbearable alone. So tonight we are here, together, with all our questions that have no answers, and our tears that can't stop flowing. We are here with our pain, our anger, our weariness, our uncertainty, and everything else that we are feeling and carrying as we try to just live our lives and continue to breathe. This is a space for us to mourn and to pray and to hold each other. And as we do so, perhaps we can also do something together to show our love to these families. These past couple of days, as the pictures and videos from the funerals have been coming out, I have felt envious of those in Israel who could line the streets of Yerushalayim, of Ashkelon, Petach Tikva, Renana, and Kibbutz Be'eri, and show their love to these beautiful souls and their incredible families. I have been longing to tell these families how much their efforts to save their loved ones have touched and awed me, and how they have shown the world what fierce and immeasurable love looks like. And I wish I could be there in person to pay them a shiva call and say in their presence, Hamakom yinachem etzchem b'toch sha'ar avlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you among the rest of the mourners of Tzion and Yerushalayim. Ariella shared with me that these families have left us a remarkable gift. They have set up accounts to which we can send them messages of condolences, words that we would want to share with them if we could pay a shiva call in person. So together, let's take a couple of minutes now to write messages to them, words of support and comfort, and SVIVAH will send these messages along to the families. Please put your messages in the Padlet that we are sharing with you. And if that's not working, feel free to also add your messages in the chat. We'll collect them and we'll send them along to the families. And as you're writing, I'll read some of the messages aloud so we can hear each other's voices. We are thinking of you and praying for you. Sending you prayers and strength and comfort to you and your loved ones. Liel Slifer, a cousin of Carmel, spoke last night at the National Vigil for Hostages at Adas, Israel, along with Liat, cousin of Omer Shem Tov. Very moving. Your families became my family, your pain and your tears my tears. You are in my thoughts and prayers every day. With love from Nancy and family. We share your pain and grief at this time. You are not alone. Your families miss you. You will not be forgotten. We are thinking of you and praying for you. I pray for you every day. We love you and your families. We stand with you. And feel free to keep adding these messages. And if you don't feel like you have enough time now or something comes up later that you want to add, in a follow-up email, we'll share this link and you can add messages then. And we'll collect all these messages and send them along to the families. Rachel Goldberg Poland said to her son Hirsch, "My sweet, sweet boy, finally, 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 you are free. There are still 101 sweet, sweet souls that are not free and are still being held captive. Rabbanit Aliza will lead us now in a prayer for the remaining hostages, the Tefillah for Chatufim."
Thank you so much, Rabbanit Dalia, and thank you to Ariella and Rabbanit Dalia for putting this together. I also want to acknowledge that I see Eileen Goldstein here, and our hearts are with you, and we know all that you and your family did. Just know that we're with you. I am going to read the prayer for the hostages. I'm going to read it first in Hebrew and then in English. Our hearts are with the 101 hostages, their families and loved ones. and of course, with all the fallen. Elohei Yisrael, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo, El Rachum Machanun, B'tfilah v'tachnunim anu ponim elecha, lachzir b'shalom levatehem, et yakirenu hachatufim hachatufot shenekru b'yad zdonit mibatehem, v'nechtafu el eretz oyev. Charedim anu legoralam, u'voatim hamachshava al ma she'over alehem alehen, ach yadenu katzru miloshia. Nos'im anu tchinatenu lefanecha, av harachamim, Haya na be'ezram, v'hagen ba'adam, hashivem b'him b'mhera, l'chek mishpachotehem yakirehen, kamo she'amarta. Hineni shav shvut ohel Yaakov, u'mishknotav arachem. Ana Hashem, kayem b'mhera, et ma'amar hakatuv. V'hine anochi imach, u'shmarticha b'chol asher telech, v'ashivoticha el ha'adama hazot, ki lo azavka ad asher imasiti ad asher dibarti lach. V'shavu banim uvanot likvulam. Amen. Ke nihi ratzon. God of Israel, Rock of Israel and its Redeemer, compassionate and gracious God, we turn to you with prayers and entreaties to bring home in peace our beloved hostages who are uprooted by a wicked hand from their homes and kidnapped to enemy land. We are anxious for their fate and terrified by the thoughts of what they are enduring, yet we do not have the ability to save them. We lift up our entreaties before you. Compassionate parent, come to their aid, protect them, and bring them speedily to the embrace of their families and loved ones, as you have said in Jeremiah. Behold, I will bring back the captivity of Jacob's tents and have mercy on his dwelling places. Please, God, fulfill speedily what is written in Genesis. Remember, I am with you. I will protect you wherever you go and will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. And in Jeremiah, your children shall return to their borders. Amen. So may it be your will.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbanit Aliza. We're now going to hear from Naama Sadan, one of our incredible educators who carried us through Tisha B'Av and so many important moments before that, and who's going to share with us how she's going to carry us forward through the month of Elul.
Thank you, Dalia. Many Dalia, and hello, everyone. We're here for a really short time, and we have a lot to communicate, and we're trying to find some words. But I just wanted to ask everyone if you can just take like 3 fingers, just put it on your heart for a moment, and take 3 fingers and put it just under your belly button on your womb for just a moment. And just pay attention to our body. Okay. We'll come back. I just feel that we're living now so many months and the last week too, in time that it's just so impossible to compute what's going on. So hard, and we're trying to understand and to pray and to put words, and it's whether we ever had life in our womb or not, or if it's there or not. We live in a body that has this organ that is willing to do everything for life. And I think we feel in all our tissues that, I don't know, I guess I'm feeling this, and I guess a lot of people feel just like the helplessness and the deep, deep, deep wish to just protect life. And it's so hard when you feel so helpless. in front of what's going on, in face of what's going on. We are entering into Elul, and last year we were here together and we were talking about how we enter into Elul and we can enter there in a feminine way. We can enter it as a way for us to be renewed and to be reborn every year. And we spoke about how do we prepare ourselves to go into that chaotic moment of being reborn. And I feel this year we still need to be reborn. We still need to have like the connection, the ability to touch our soul, which is what hopefully is happening on the high holidays. We still want to go to that place where we touch the source of life, which is sometimes compassionate and sometimes is like, oh my gosh, just full of gvura and din and like all these like very, very harsh parts. Life is everything. And it's very hard when we meet that part of the creator. And even more so, I feel this year we're coming to be reborn and we're coming with a trauma. Like we're coming back to the birthplace with a trauma and we need to be reborn and we know that we need to start a new year and we want to get to that raw place in the soul, but it's so frightening to open to that raw place in the soul because at least I feel like half the time I'm just trying to make myself dormant because it's so hard to just hear what's going on. And people respond in different ways. Some people feel overwhelmed, some people feel just like detached. Everybody feels many things. And in this unnormal time, I guess everything is normal. But what we want to try to do in this Elul is to make the way in that birth canal a little softer. I feel we don't have the privilege to, I mean, if we need to, we could. I wanted to say we don't have the privilege to break, but probably we do. But we need strength in this time. We don't need forcefulness, but we need strength. We need stability. We don't need violence. We don't need to push, but we need to be able to be present. And that's what we want to do together, to really just hold each other in this time so that we're not feeling lost. We will send you information of how to join a WhatsApp group where every day we will share and we'll have space for sharing. And we will go through weekly, 7 weeks, starting this week and going all the way to Simchat Torah so that we can go that way together. Step after a step, one step after the other. And we're just really, I really feel that that when we're holding it together, it's a little easier and that we know how to do it. I have no idea how the renewal will happen, but I feel that it will happen, it will emerge. And Bezrat Hashem, we can do it together. So thank you for being here. Love you.
Thank you so much, Naama. As Naama mentioned, we are in the early moments of the month of Elul, and the practice of daily shofar blowing has begun as we lead up towards Rosh Hashanah. The Talmud connects the sound of the shofar to a woman's voice, to a cry, to the cries of the mother of Sisera, who is waiting for her son to come home from war. She does not know that he has already died in battle. It strikes me every year that despite the fact that Sisera was an evil man, the enemy of the Jewish people, and that his defeat saved Jewish lives, nonetheless, his mother's voice inspires the sound of the shofar. I have always believed that this is because a mother's cry of worry and fear for her child's well-being is uniquely piercing and emotionally evocative, as it is created from the purest love. Tragically and shockingly, we have borne witness to this cry over and over again this year. And now we are asked to listen to the sound as it emanates from the shofar. This is no small ask. However, we are here together, and we have the opportunity to hear the sound of the shofar as a community, as it is blown by the incredible Rabbi Ilana Zietman. As you listen to the shofar, I invite you to take note of what voices you hear in its blasts. Are they your own cries? Are they the cries of others? Since we're going to be on mute while we listen to the shofar, you may want to actually express your voice. You can cry out along with the shofar in whatever way feels right for you. You can express words or sounds and allow the shofar to be your guide. And as we do so, may we also keep in mind that the sound of the shofar is an agent of tshuva, of returning to a better version of ourselves, to a better version of humanity, and to a time of greater peace. Rabbi Ilana, we'd love for you to blow shofar for us.
Just want to thank Ariel and everyone here for the opportunity to blow shofar. I work with college students and didn't realize just how much I needed this space for myself today. So thank you. Okay, I'm gonna move so that you hear the sound best through my computer. So I'm gonna step aside and you'll just see the shofar. But I invite you to close your eyes as well if you want.
Rabbi Ilana, it was a tiny bit hard to hear. No, it's okay. Do you want to just shift a tiny bit and maybe try one more tkiya for us? Thank you.
So sorry.
No, it's okay. Zoom. Thank you so much. Sometimes our voices are also hard to get out, and we feel this feeling of ein milim, of not knowing what words to say. I see someone just put in the chat, fitting that it sounds broken and far away. Yeah. And the shofar is meant to open our hearts and to help us get closer to a place where we're brimming with tefillot and bakashot, with prayers and requests. So now Dr. Ravital will sing for us, Shivchi Kamayim Libech, the song about pouring out what is in our hearts. And during the song, please feel free to share in the chat any prayers that come to mind, both prayers that you want to offer for others and prayers that you want to ask other people to say on your behalf.
Shivchi kamayim kamayim libech nochach b'nei Hashem. 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 Shivchi kamayim libech nochach b'nei Hashem.
שפכי כמים, כמים ליבך, נוכח פני השם. שפכי כמים ליבך, נוכח פני השם. שפכי כמים, כמים ליבך, נוכח פני השם. שפכי כמים, כמים ליבך, נוכח פני השם. שפכי כמים, כמים ליבך, נוכח פני השם. שפכי כמים ליבך, נוכח פני השם. שפכי כמים, כמים ליבך, נוכח פני השם. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay.
Thank you so much, Ravital. This was never going to be enough. We just know that one of the most important lessons of all is to try to hold each other better and to be with each other as we endure day by day. Our teachers wanted to be with you too for the upcoming holidays, to hold you and your tefillot as best as they can in this crazy year. So SVIVAH has created B'Kol Libenu, the call of our hearts, a machzor companion for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. It'll be available to download and print or to purchase a print copy. That information will be coming to you soon and is possibly also right now in the chat. And it's late, but let's stay together with each other. So please join the WhatsApp group. And there'll be more information coming through there of how we can stay together and hold each other through the month of Elul, all the way till Simchat Torah. And Ariella is going to post something in the Facebook group, and we can connect there as well. We are sending all of you big, meaningful hugs and deep, deep breaths. Thank you so much to Dr. Ravital, Rabbi Ilana, Rabbanit Aliza, and Naama for everything you brought this evening. And thank you all for being here and for the incredible, beautiful things that you wrote in the Padlet and in the chat throughout the night. We will share your words with the family, and everything you've written tonight has really touched me personally. So thank you. And may we continue to find ways to comfort each other, and may we only get together in good times. Laila Tov, everyone.